everyone, let's do a quick recipe video. So this is a really simple, not 100% made from scratch chicken pot pie recipe. I'm doubling it so that it makes two. We have one for now, one for later, which helps during the holidays because then on a busy day for lunch, we can just reheat the second one and eat the first one while it's hot and ready. Let me turn around and show you how we're doing it. I already started assembling this before I decided that I wanted to share it with you all, but everybody seems to like our super quick and easy meals that we do during the holidays. So we took 2 chicken breasts where we had baked them, and we baked like 6 of them, but 2 of them went into another recipe, 2 of them are going into this recipe. These 2 are probably going to be frozen for quick meals later. Chopped it up in here. We're also going to add 1 can of cream of mushroom soup added in here. I do not use the pop top so that I can take a spatula and scrape out what's left of here. You need a can opener that cuts the side instead of the top to be able to make this work, but that's why I do it. You can just pull the pop top, but I find that if I do it and then try to use the scraper, it will usually, the jar will actually cut my scraper. So I use the can opener. But 1 can of cream of mushroom, 1 can of cream of chicken, and we're going to drain out and add 4 cans of mixed vegetables. I'll also add at this point, you can see that the chicken's already pre-seasoned. It has sea salt, black pepper, and sage over top of it. So I do pre-cook, or I do pre-spice my chicken, because I find if I don't like my chicken as well. It just tastes plain, even if the rest of the food doesn't. That's just me personally. So that is already pre-seasoned. And because the soups already have salt in them, and we usually tend to lean more towards a lower sodium, I'm only going to be adding, for now, black pepper. I will mix it up and try it before I throw it into the pies and taste it. If it needs more salt, I will probably add salt to it. But I did want to specify that pepper is probably the only thing I'm going to add for now. Next step is super easy. We're going to take 2 deep dish, I prefer the deep dish, pie crust. I get a 2-pack at Food City. This is actually my favorite brand because the crust tastes butterier, has more butter in it, has more butter flavor in it. We've actually tried different brands, and the actual Food Club generic brand has been our favorite so far. But it comes in a 2-pack. I'm going to carefully pull these apart and just dish them out into here. Here is what they look like filled. And it's actually a little bit fuller than I would like, but that's okay, because one of my favorite things to do is take clean cookie sheets and put them on there. Normally I would use my big one, but it's still dirty from the weekend, and we had a super busy day, so I never got to that part of the dishes from the weekend. So we're going to put them on individual sheets to pop in the oven. I prefer 425, but I'll get to that more in a minute. How we're going to top these, because I don't leave them open. I find that I had a friend who started showing me how to do this, because I would buy 2 packs of these. So I would buy 2 packs, and I would break one of them off of the pan and I would flip it over top of it, and then I would grumble and complain because it usually would crack, or even if it didn't, it still just didn't look right. Until a friend introduced me to the fact that Aldi's carries flat pie crust pieces. Normally you can use them to make these really pretty lattice work pieces for pies. I use them for meat pies. You can just roll them out over the top and they will go on super easy. Then you use a fork to crimp it down over the top, cut a design into the top, and go from there. I don't think I can, I don't know. I don't think I can actually set the camera down and try to film it while doing this one-handed, but I'll try. So here's what it looks like when it comes out of the tubing. Each one is individually wrapped in the box, and it's a 2-pack. And what I've also found from another friend is if you cannot unroll this without it cracking, slightly dampen your finger as you go to unroll this, and it will unroll easier. But literally you can just unroll it, and you can completely unroll it and then place it, or you can roll it across. I am probably going to completely unroll it and then center it over the top of the pie. I was complaining about cracking, of course these crack, but I've actually had these in my fridge for a couple weeks because I ended up not using them when I thought I was going to. So buy them fresh and they're less likely to do this. I've never had them do this unless I've had them in the fridge too long. So it's over the top of it. Now, like I said, I'm going to do is, actually what I'll probably do first is I'm going to take a knife around the edge and cut this. As you can see, there's an excess. Take a knife, cut around the edge. Then I'm going to crimp it with a fork. I had a phone call I had to take for just a second. So I just melted a small, like maybe 2 tablespoons of butter, spread it over top it. You can also do an egg wash. I don't like doing egg washes, so I just do butter. Spread it over top, foil wrap the edges, and pop them in at 425 for 20 minutes each. The first one's been in for 6 minutes now. The other one's been in for a minute. Once the timer goes off for this one, I'm gonna pop it out, take the foil off the edge, and bake it for another 5 to 10 minutes. All of the ingredients are already cooked. Honestly, the only thing that you really are trying to do at this point is bake the crust. I have a bonus recipe for you. This is all of the pie bits that came off of like cutting the edge off of the flat pieces, and where when I was using the fork, pieces came off of it. We can reuse these. So what I'm going to do is lightly coat them in butter cooking spray, and then I'm going to sprinkle them with cinnamon and sugar, and it makes like a little sweet treat for the kids to snack on after they finish their pot pie. Here is the cinnamon sugar bits, and here is the first pie after 20 minutes. I'm gonna pop it back in for 10, and then we'll be ready to eat. So that's it for our pot pie recipe. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.